Hello everyone, this is Tracy Newman from the Navigators Tarot, which you can find me on Instagram and Facebook. Probably more Instagram though, and you can also find me at Sleepy Wisdom on YouTube and at my website. If you would like a personal reading from me, you can find me at my website, which is sleepywisdom.com. Okie dokie. We shall have a look and see what's going on with the masculine energies at this point in time on the earth plane. What's going on? So much change happening. It's an amazing thing. Amazing time to be on this earth, I tell you. The whole dynamics of masculine, feminine that's coming through is very interesting. I saw the Barbie movie the other day. I have to tell you, I saw the Barbie movie the other day. Oh, and then I've heard from everybody that it's demonic and that, you know, there's all this stuff and that it's woke. Well, I can tell you it is not woke. In fact, it actually is pointing the finger probably more at wokeness. I felt that you have to be I think it's more like a bit of an awakening type movie. Totally over, I wouldn't probably, it's an adult's movie. I wouldn't probably take the children to see it. And all this stuff about it being demonic. Now, listen, I have had a lot to do with demonics over the years. Still do to this day, can still get the odd attack from them. And I'm telling you, that movie, it may bring up some stuff in you, but look, I don't know, use your own discernment when you watch that movie. I didn't find anything really perversely wrong with it, except for maybe the beginning where they were smashing the baby dolls' heads against the rocks. That was a little bit disturbing. But apart from that, I didn't find it too... I think it's probably more like an awakening type movie. And if you have children, don't take them to see it. Because it literally will go over their head. A little bit like the Matrix movies. Not as in-depth and not as an intense sort of process with those, but with the Barbie movie as those. But anyway, use your own discernment, see what you think, but I have a lot to do with demons and I really did not find that was in any way demonic in any way, shape or form. But be your own judge, depending on what demons within you need to be released and maybe have a mirrored effect. I don't know, because pretty much a lot of the demonics that I have come across probably have mirrored a lot of the darkness that has also been within me. So, and even though I've removed demonics from the earth plane, and yes, they do exist, in as much as we exist on the earth plane, as much as any of this exists, yeah, a lot of the time, everything, as I've said, as within, so without, everything is a projection of ourselves. So there, use your own discernment. Go look at the Barbie movie or not. But yes, there were lots of, I actually think it was for people who are waking up. There's a lot of divine feminine and masculine type messages in there as well. So, you know, see what you think. Wow. So the masculine, the masculine are going through a massive transformation at the moment. Look at this. We've got the Empress, the Ace of Earth, and the The masculines are actually really beginning to find their true essence within, that real masculinity, that, you know, like that standing proud in their true masculine form, in which they were first intended by God, you know, from that God presence source, whatever. It's in that original, you know, source provided masculine as opposed to the masculine, so the toxic masculine that we've had for so long upon the earth plane, that has been twisted and turned by the darker forces that have abounded on the earth plane. But as I've said, as within, so without. But there does seem to be a massive transformation that is occurring within all at this time. And for the masculines especially, they are now beginning to really own the truth of who they really are. No more lies, no more toxicity. It's like leaving And for those who have really dragged their feet, it is leaving, but it is actually coming up, and really it's in their faces right now. If they've held on to anything at all from the past, or any kind of hurts, any kind of pain from the past, or emotional garbage from the past, it is coming up for clearing, and it is massive. It is absolutely transformative, and it is doing that right now. So for a lot of masculines, they're going through this, and they're really going through it. But this is about standing in their truth of who they really are. The feminines have had to do this work for a very long time, and now it is up to the masculine to transform their own darkness and toxicity through their physical bodies, which is exactly what's happening. And so a lot of people will be going through this transformation in all sorts of different ways, physical ways, like it can manifest as pain, it can manifest as emotional outbursts. Because the Kundalini pretty much is rising in the masculine, and it's going to, as it moves through the chakra systems, it is going to just clear everything. And that's exactly what's happening with the masculine at this point in time. Going to be but they're sort of fast tracking it. Like, we've had a lot of years to do this, the feminine. And even though we did it when it was extremely difficult, the energies were very toxic and very heavy and dense. The masculine but we had many years to go through that. And even though it was very dense, it was very taxing and quite transformative sometimes, and going through many deaths. The feminine has had to go through, has had to die so many times, in all sorts of ways. And sometimes being brought to the very brink of death, and literal death, and then come out the other side and transformed into something much lighter. Well, now the masculine is going through that, and it is intense. But, the phoenix is going to rise from the ashes, and there is a lot of this transformative energy is a lot of the burning off of the old ways, and the old toxic ways of being. And of course, because the masculine has really delved very deeply into that darkness and into the poison of all of that, that poison has to come out in some way, and it is through the physical body. So it can come in the form of pain, it can come in the form of emotional outbursts, like I've said, and it can come in all sorts of ways, a letting go, like through diarrhea or anything like that at all. That's what's happening at the moment for a lot of people on the earth plane, and that is the masculine that is clearing through all of us. But for those who house the greater amount of these masculine energies, a lot of them will really be feeling this and really going through it. But it is leading to a more stable, more enlightened version of the masculine. And, look, we've got this beautiful Ace of Earth, the beginning of the masculinity, pretty much. Beautiful, traditional, what it means to be masculine. Someone that is brave, courageous, kind, protective, and is a good provider for everybody, and protects all. That is what the true masculine is. That is loyal, faithful to his cause, and actually has the cause, his mission on earth, and that is literally to protect and to guide and to provide, pretty much, for those that that are in his care. So it's like taking a leadership role, and he's doing that through going within and finding that he is his own truth, He is his own leader. He needs nobody. He is sovereign unto himself. And he needs no authority other than that which lies within, that which is connected to source, to the source presence and to the God presence, and that which resides within to the God presence and all that is. So he's starting to feel that now and to find that within. Where once there was separation, now he's coming into unity. So, massive transformations for the masculine. Then we have the Ace of Fire here, which is the beginning of all of that. So burning off a lot of those old toxic energies, that poisonous energy that goes through each and every single one of us from old hurts, old toxic ways of being, and that sits in our body like a poison. It's now being released, and in all sorts of ways. And it can get very uncomfortable, and it may get very uncomfortable. And for some who are going through a massive emotional dark night of the soul type transition and transformation, it can be very, very uncomfortable, and can sometimes lead to some sort of near-death type of experience, but probably needed. We have the Ace of Earth and we have the Fool, so new beginnings. New beginnings, starting to really find that way, creating justice within, finding his own justice within, knowing that he cannot look within, must look within, and cannot, that the outside world that he resides in cannot provide him with what he needs, because he cannot rely on that. He needs to go within and find his own resilience, and where he can find his own truth and courage from within, his sovereignty. That literally is connected to all that is, to the God presence, to that which lies within his own heart center, which is very connected, which is about connection. So coming away from separation into connection and unity and one with all that is. And to do that, one must clear everything that is toxic, that is not aligned with the truth of who he really is. So all that will have to be removed, and it is. And if he is not aware of this, of course, it can come in the form of, as I've said, a lot of pain in one way, shape, form or another. But he will have victory over this. There will come a time. He's getting very, very grounded into the earth plane, getting rid of all the dross, making a new connection with self and others. And as he comes into unconditional love for himself, he will then actually have that connection with others as he moves away from separation. But of course, before he can communicate all of this with other people around him, he must first find that truth from within, and which is exactly what he is doing at this point in time. And he has to learn too that literally sometimes it is about giving all and giving it up to the God presence, to all that is, to the universe, and just saying, I have faith and I trust. Give me the grace to move forward with courage and fortitude. And that is exactly where the masculine is at right now. So yeah, amazing stuff for the masculine, taking a leap of faith into the unknown, jumping into the unknown. That's exactly what they need to do. So let go, let God. That's the biggest message for the masculine at this point in time. You might die, and that is okay too. Because you don't really ever die. It just transforms, transmutes into something amazing. Okay, so that's all I have for you. See you next week. If you haven't already, hit like and subscribe, and I shall see you anon. Bye for now.